YouTube, YCS Lillie has just concluded, and there were a ton illegal plays. Some may say cheating. Now, big disclaimer, cheating is up to the head judge to decide the intent of the player. Now, a player could always feign their intent, but again, I want to reiterate, these players, I'm not saying they are cheaters. These are just illegal plays. It is up to the head judge on whether they're cheating or not, so do not harass anyone. And cheating is just what we're calling the plays nonetheless, all right? Illegal cheating. Let's hop right in. We're not going to be doing this in order of severity. There was a crazy cheat or illegal play within this event with so many different layers. A lot of people are talking about it. I also think there's a lot of details people are missing about it, how insane it actually was. We'll get to that one. You'll know it when you see it. Let's hop right in.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Boom. The first instance of an illegal play. He activates the Ankh, Millennium Ankh.
Maybe another
all right, so he gives the go-ahead. He's like, all right, good, it's okay. What's he's doing? He's going into his deck. He is revealing the Exodia pieces here. How could there be a cheat?
Always great news for any Exodia player, just having all
leg,
of those
leg,
pieces in the deck.
Maybe I'll speed this up.
Once more, the full, and actually, I see that it's
activates full loss, as we revealed. Double full loss. That's now a pot of freaking greed. You what, mate?
It's double full loss even.
Now, the problem was, those full losses were illegal. Now, this is not Rule Shark, and you have to play correctly by the YCS, so let's see how that was illegal. We go on to the Millennium Ankh. Millennium Ankh. The Ankh is here. Ankh is show 5 pieces of Exodia, and then special summon the Exodia. There is no semicolon. This is not a cost. He okayed the activation, and it is not a cost to reveal the pieces. Thus, once you are revealing the Exodia pieces, you cannot chain max C afterward. You cannot activate full losses afterward. So he gets to draw 2 cards. When he okayed this, this is absolutely illegal. Now, I don't think that he intended this. This is just not understanding the rulings. Both players didn't understand the rulings of this card, but still, illegally drawing 2 is quite a big freaking deal. Now, let's move on to another one. That was a small one.
Game 2 saying, hey, maybe with the side deck I have.
So what did he do? He shoved the card forward. That indicates we are attacking, right?
Are you fighting back?
Let's make sure we clearly see it.
Going into game 2 saying, hey, maybe.
All right, I declare an attack with my monster. Great.
Side deck I
have the Runic Field Spell. I'm going to activate the effect to special summon from my extra deck.
Corsair as well. You can do multiple things.
You have a response to me special summoning to block your attack. I gotta speed these up. They are too slow. He's thinking.
So
let me check your great. Impulse, negate the effect, the special summon, mate. Now, it negates the effect, it does not negate the activation. Thus, the Runic Field Spell will be triggering off of this.
That's crazy.
Activate the Runic Field Spell.
Runic Fountain.
And he's also triggering the new Typhoon. When a quick play card is activated, after the resolution, it will trigger. And in the TCG, you could actually chain link block your field spell from getting negated by an Ash Blossom or a Ghost Spell, where that would not be legal in Master Duel, but you can in TCG. All right, triggering these 2 cards, and he's now getting ready for his big play.
The Runic Fountain, of course, can absolutely still be activated, but I think we're just reading our own Corsair. Like, I want to read the cards first, whether they would activate on neutral, whether they would immediately chain to the activation spell cards. So it seems like they're able to activate on neutral.
Cheat! All right, I mean, illegally play.
That's a good one actually to have you in this situation.
Oh my days, yes. Yeah. If the quick play spell is activated except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand.
Boom! What the heck is he doing? He's going to pop the field spell, and then this is going to summon, it's going to activate Search. Now, what he did was super illegal and really messed up this duel, I believe. The Runic player didn't catch it. He didn't catch it, obviously. The casters didn't catch it. The judges didn't catch it. What the heck did he do? What was the big cheat here? If we look at the Mitsurugi card, it's a simple one. You're not going to even have to know in-depth rulings or any of that nonsense. The Magatama. During the main phase, you could activate one of these effects. Okay, we're clearly in the battle phase, and we, in the battle phase, activated a main phase only effect to get rid of the field spell, activated to draw up to 3 cards during the battle phase. That is a crazy deal. Now, what if I told you we're not done cheating, illegally playing, that is? There is even more that the Magatama player is going to do at the cost of the Runic player. Now, cheating Runic players is morally okay. I think many people believe that, but I don't. Not me. The judges probably think that too. Maybe even the casters. That's why they're not saying anything. So you'll see another illegal play.
It's crazy. This card adds a Radiant Typhoon card and a mystical Space Typhoon.
All right, we're going to get to the legal play.
It does, absolutely.
Fluid is explaining, hey, as long as you don't have cards in your spell trap zone.
It is at 59:34 seconds, I believe. Okay, so we're on track.
If you activate the Magatama to destroy, there is a card in your spell trap zone.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, true. You can activate.
Come on. Do it. I know you want to do it. You're on camera, judges watching, casters, they don't know. All right, yeah, buddy. Granite, activate. What are we searching, mate? We're going to be searching for a Nibiru. Damn, that's crazy. All right, we just cheated. Well, how did we cheat? What the? Granite, Nibiru, Impulse. When this card is activated from your hand, you cannot activate the effects of light, earth, and wind monsters for the rest of the duel. Now, having Nibiru is not cheating, you just can't activate it, but this is an earth, and you cannot activate earth. So not only did we battle phase of main phase only, we then main phase 2 illegally activated Granite. Making Granite was not illegal, but activating it was illegal. And I think the duel is pretty much done from there. He didn't actually activate the Nibiru afterward. That would have been quite crazy. Now, I think this same player gets payback and cheats him back. Is that the case? Or this may be a different player. So those are the two cheats there. Whoopsie. Now, let's see this little cheat. This little cheat is a cheat that I could have done myself throughout my weekend of playing on Dueling Book. I went 10-0 on Dueling Book with my Typhoon deck. And so if you're playing against Typhoon or playing Typhoon yourself, you're gonna want to know this cheat to avoid.
He keeps on pushing into the sphere here of Christopher.
I mean, Christina gives you mystical Space Typhoon and a...
All right, so what happened here? A quick play spell card was activated. He special summoned a Hugin on the resolution of a quick play spell that triggers the new Typhoon. Let's read that new Typhoon card. It is nuts. Typhoon. Typhoon Crazy Waifu. After a quick play spell is activated, you special summon this card from your hand, then on summon. And what's crazy about this, it also works off the opponent's quick play cards. Meaning if they're going first, they activate a quick play part of their main combo. You get to trigger this from the hand, summon it. It's not a form of disruption, but it searches for 2 cards. It's like activating the Blue Eyes Wishes during your opponent's turn, or either player's turn. You add a Radiant Typhoon and or an MST, so it could be an MST and a Radiant Typhoon. Multiple mirror matches, I search for 2 cards, and they even go, what the heck? Didn't know you could search for 2. And also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except wind monsters, but if you summon this during the opponent's turn, who freaking cares, mate? And you don't care about the extra deck that much within this deck. So let's see what happens after we summon the Typhoon.
Resources aren't that great anymore. We use the effect of our
triggering it from the hand.
It's not looking too fantastic right now for Florian, but he keeps on trying, he keeps on pushing into this field here.
I believe we're searching with Hugin also. Okay, yep, summon and searching with Hugin. Or is he searching with the Typhoon? Yep, there's the Hugin search. As an activate to search for 2 cards, mate. Come on. And you could even grab from the graveyard. That's crazy. Deck or graveyard. MST is back in business, and I love it.
When did we go into the battle phase? I thought we were still in draw phase.
All right. Thinkable Knight. Let's banish you away. He's going to trigger on a special summon. He gets reborn. Banish away the Masquerena. All right, so what happened? We just cheated. That's a cheat, mate. Little Knight. How you can't Little Knight? How can you Little Knight? How do they even Little Knight? Little Knight says that she is not in the Genesis format. She's illegal. So we click on TCG. She says she's a little dark girl. She's dark. And this says wind. Only wind can be special summoned for the rest of the turn after searching for 2 cards. You cannot summon the Little Knight. Here's a little trick if you want with any deck. I don't know anything about Typhoon. Okay, well, Typhoon is a keyword of what? Typhoon, right? And then you're gonna semicolon. You can do this at any deck. The magical words. Pretty much every deck across the board have these magical words, and it's cannot special. You're gonna highlight cannot special Control C, and then you're gonna highlight and do Control F, and you're gonna be like, holy crap, that is the summon lock of the deck. You cannot special for the rest of the turn. If you resolve the effect of the Magala to summon from the deck, you also can't summon from the rest of the turn except wind if you activate this effect to search your deck. So on search or summon from the deck, you are wind locked, and that's how you see with any deck type the restriction on what puts them in a lock that you have to pay attention to as the player and the opposing player. So that, of course, a super cheat. What else do you have here? Ooh, we're getting to the crazy one. This blew my mind. Oh my cheeses. It blew the mind of everyone. It blew the mind of the casters. Now, the casters didn't catch it the illegal. The casters were celebrating the play. They were like, let's go, that was awesome. Cheating is awesome. I'm just kidding, not cheating.
Quit!
And then you're gonna be fine.
Okay. Draw face.
What's happening
Boom! Exceeds Universe. What the heck is that card doing? I'm gonna be targeting these two cards and then offer the handshake because it's over for you, mate. What does this card do? It blows your opponent's mind. That's what it does. You target two face-up Exceeds, so he's properly activating the initial activation requirement. And then the effect is to send both monsters to the graveyard, then special summon an Exceeds from your extra deck except a numbered monster whose rank is equal to or less than the combined original ranks of those two Exceeds monsters. And if you do, attach this card to it as an Exceeds material. If you activate this card, your opponent takes no further damage this turn, but we're summoning it during the opponent's turn. We do not care. Now, what the heck are we going to summon here?
He does not know what's going on too. Rank 4 monsters.
All right, go. Let me read that, mate. What the heck? What the hell?
He is pulling off something crazy here.
Not the showman showing his opponent how it's done. This is a crazy technology for going for.
Showing him how it's done. Round 6, by the way. So we've been doing this play all day, clapping cheeks.
Pulling, banishing those cards, of course, goes to the graveyard. And now
Look at this, look at this. Attaches the universe as material, and here comes
Boom!
the DDD dual.
Kali Yuga!
DDD is back into the format being a big factor due to the new cards in Doom of Dimensions. This DDD card was not the one I was expecting to impact this weekend, though.
This card is absolutely crazy. If you start it on your opponent's turn, there's nothing that they can
Nothing
do.
they could do. Holy crap. Do I lose? Yeah. There's nothing you could do.
That was always the thing with the Kali Yuga. You couldn't really stop it because
Can't really stop it, he says. Yeah, there you go. Baguska does not negate the Kali Yuga. The caster's completely right. Nothing the opponent could do. Oh, what was that? He was about to activate. He's like, never mind. Whoops, it'll be negated. Whoops. Now, let's look at the Kali Yuga and how insane it is. Kali Yuga. After this card is Exceeds summoned for the rest of the turn, other cards and their effects cannot be activated on the field. And other card effects on the field are negated. Straight up, mate. It doesn't even trigger on summon. It is just immediately applying a continuous, like, lingering effect. That is insane. You straight up lose. But this was illegal. A lot of people said it was legal. No, it was not. So there's multiple layers here. First off, Raffleja. This card is unaffected by trap effects while it has an Exceeds material. Did it have an Exceeds material? And is this a cost to send to the graveyard? If it's not in the red or the green area, the non-highlighted area is in fact the effect. It is the effect to affect your unaffected Raffleja with the trap. Let's see in the stream to double check that that was the case. So this is straight up illegal. It does have an Exceeds material. Now, does this mean the activation is illegal? It's actually a legal activation. But what happens exactly? It will send the other card to the graveyard, the Raffleja will stay on the field, and then you're going to summon nothing. You're not going to be able to summoning the Kali Yuga. The Raffleja will just be unaffected. It actually is legally activatable. Believe it or not, that is quite wild in its own right there. And so the Kali Yuga should not even be on the field. But now, let's say he targeted the correct Exceeds, all right? Yeah, not that he would be allowed to take it back because it was not an illegal activation that you get to reverse back. But if he were to have not targeted the Raffleja, not understanding that it's unaffected by trap effects, let's say he sent his Duo Drive instead to legally summon Kali Yuga, is Kali Yuga still legally summoned? Yes, it's now legally summoned, but there's a big problem. It says the word Exceeds summoned. only if this card is Xyz summoned. Now, sometimes cards will say the words, the magic words, treated as an Xyz summon. Treated as an Xyz. Treated. This is treated as an Xyz summon when you have some way to cheat out the summon. This is treated as an Xyz summon. So is the word treated here? No, there's no treat. And does it say Xyz summon? You're going to send then regular special summon. So this would mean it's an improper special summon. Now, that means it can't be summoned, right? It's still summoned, but if it's sent to the graveyard, it can't be reborn. And if it has any specific effects that state that it has to be Xyz summoned, it does not get the effect. So a lot of people can be thinking, holy crap. So he illegally summoned it, which was illegal because the Raffles just stopped it from being summoned. But then after he summoned it, he super cheated his opponent. This is where things become 5D chess. It's not illegal to summon a Kali Yuga and have your opponent think that it works. They are allowed to think it works. You are not allowed with intent to tell your opponent that it works, but you could with intent know it doesn't work. All right, my card doesn't work, but my opponent doesn't know that. And as long as I don't with intent tell them that it works to try to trick them, I could still legally summon this and they could think, dude literally played a spell, then took it back. He's like, oh crap, it's gonna be negated. And I'm just like, well, I'm negated, right? Well, here's Kali Yuga, you could read it yourself. Oh, damn, you got me good. Yeah. And then Gian was saying, you don't even need to be at that level where you are trying your best to not tell them that it works when you know it doesn't work. You could also pretend that you think it works. And then what's gonna happen? Well, it did actually happen. He won the whole match, by the way. He did not get a reverse game loss, game match. It was, I guess, an accepted game state, you could say. The match slip was signed, but then the judge told him, hey, you know that doesn't work. Oh yeah, oh crap, I didn't know it works, what the heck? And then in your head, you could, I'm not saying this happened with the player, but again, you could, oh yeah, of course I know it doesn't work, but none of my opponents know that it doesn't work. They assumed that it's working, and then I could just be legally summoning this all day under the assumption that it works when it actually doesn't. So that is what's crazy about this, the different layers of illegally summoned. It works, but it doesn't work. It can be summoned, but they could assume it works, thus it could still win you duels, and you can know that, or you can pretend to not know it, or you truly just don't know. And that is what happened there. And you can see the offered handshake.
Vanishing, those cards, of course, goes to the graveyard. And now,
Yes,
it's absolutely crazy.
please note that. Really stop it because he thought about it. I love this.
And then we can watch the caster celebrate.
You cannot activate any cards. Well, no, it's that easy. You just don't do anything. Just you have to pass here.
So because literally anything can stop him here.
Yeah, you can't do anything. You gotta pass. You have to pass. There's nothing you could do against an illegally summoned Kali Yuga that, even if legal, does nothing.
Draw one card with Rise across. Oh no, don't.
After the Refuge has been used already, and Kali Yuga as well, you can already still activate.
Look, he's like, bro, I can't be mad. You got me. Your combo is insane.
All of your Rising monsters have been recycled.
Oh, and now we just pick up the
Oh, Protoss, bro, you're so good. Damn. Handshake, man.
For I know with his crazy pile, Ryziel, Onomar, Zodiac with Protoss and Kali Yuga.
I think you forgot one. They were sitting next to Baguska, the terribly tired tapir. This is the holy trinity of not letting your opponent play the game.
It's a healthy field, right?
Everyone cheered.
Baguska, Kali Yuga, Protoss. I mean, it is one of those fields that...
The player could literally just tweet one thing. I knew. That's it. That's it. That would be it. Cinema.
You are not playing the game. It's just it.
This is round 6.
So
He's been
simple.
doing this all freaking day.
Cool, and the X was
And he can still legally continue to summon it for the rest of the tournament, and his opponents can still legally assume. There you go. So that was a big one. How smart it could be. The smartest way to cheat I've ever seen. Again, it's not cheating, but you know, all that good stuff, all the disclaimers, so you don't get mad at me. Now, what else is some cheating scenarios? This is involving a finger. The finger. Now, the finger is not that prevalent in the TCG because it's limited to 1. But when that finger comes out, controversy is going to ensue. All right, we are activating our quick effect during either player's turn during the main phase to perform a fusion summon.
And we are going to just use 5 mana there. Very interesting card, to be honest. The fact that you are able to just, in quick effect, be able to do...
I'm going to finger, and I guess you could see her reaction, which it's very important. This is how things will be ruled. How did you react? What were your facial movements, your hand movements to the finger?
Fusion moves we have.
So
and we are
try to
going
watch her.
just use 5 minutes.
The thing won't go off the
Very
screen.
interesting card,
There we go.
to be honest. The fact that you are able to just, in quick effect, be able to do a fusion, but we
Ah,
have the
damn.
the grave right there.
We have the negation.
Oh,
no?
actually.
We have face down. Oh, for a moment you...
Negate! You don't finger me today, mate. That trap is going to negate a spell and draw 1. You are negated. You do not finger my engraved Draco Tail. I will fusion summon.
Yeah, it is.
Is there an Ash Blossom or...
And the judge is so quick because the judge, as have you seen from every other instance, is quick to correct the game state, right? Well, the judge was ready to say, you are fingered.
Or a Ghost Ball, something like that.
Ooh, it might be unfortunate though if Kiana said okay, and I think it is the case, unfortunately, because you could see she...
The judge said, hell nah, you're gonna take that finger, whether you want it or not, and that's what happened. She was not allowed to negate it. Now, they do have headsets. I don't know if she did say okay or all right. She did look like she was touching the graveyard. Nonetheless, with the information we have, Gianna saw this and she was quite upset for Kiana, saying that she should have not been fingered, that she should have been able to negate. And it did seem like Anthony was not even fighting it. Anthony was like, all right, my finger's gonna get negated. But that judge was like, boom, no, you're fingered.
She was almost banishing it, and she must have said, yeah, that's fine. And that's quite unfortunate.
Now, from my understanding, unless it has changed in the OCG, whether you like this or not, this happens at the YCS level of OCG with 4,000 players, a judge is not allowed to interfere with a duel unless the player is requesting assistance from the judge. If they see something illegal or something is wrong, it is up to both players. They are in the Shadow Realm alone by themselves unless they call for a judge for assistance. So in Japan, they would have not intervened. It would be, all right, Anthony's got to call me if he thinks that she accepted the finger, and then I would intervene only then. So you think of it what you will on this scenario. Should she have had been fingered or not?
Interrupt, and this is completely huge.
Now, there is another
pretty much
scenario with her, and I think she gets screwed again. Now, the second scenario, the judge does not come in to help. You know how quick he was to ensure she gets fingered? Something also went against her that I feel like a judge should have intervened if the judge is watching. You know, you have to remember, the judge is your friend. Call the judge. Unless the judge is your opponent's friend, then you're screwed. She's going to normal summon a Draco Tail. So, a quick little overview of what she's been doing so far. She had the Famina. During either player's main phase, you could fusion summon by sending yourself in the hands of the graveyard. She is now normal summoning a Lucius, which on normal summon will search your deck. She also had the trap, I believe it is this one. Target a face-up spell in the field. We tried to target the Call of the Grave to negate. The judge said, ain't no way, mate. Now, what other situations going on? We are normal summoning to search our deck right now.
But going into game 3 must be very, very scary because you have a lot of players, in my opinion, who will be able...
Veiler, target, negate the effect to search. She already activated the effect to search. We are activated to search.
to just bring the dimensional barrier and get it during the game 3. So,
but this is huge. Wow.
This is huge. Listen to the casters. What is she doing right now? She is dodging the Veiler. She's doing something huge, exactly what the caster is saying, as the Famina quick effect is going to fuse with the card on field so that the Veiler does not negate the effect to search your deck. So what could even be the confusion here? Is this a crazy play? This is immensely basic. Everyone knows how Draco Tail works with this.
Effect Veiler, but we do have the 5 mana. That's amazing. Wow.
It's amazing. Wow. We dodged the Veiler.
That's a good interaction.
Yeah.
Good interaction.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm very surprised that we started things off with the Rao, no? Because it locks you into...
Now, what happens when you fuse with these cards, they trigger in Graveyard, because it's a top tier deck, to set Draco Tail cards from the deck. So when sent to the Graveyard, we're going to set a Draco Tail, and as we're resolving that...
The Draco Tails, and usually it's the last thing you want to activate, but I guess... good read from Kiana,
and we're also activating the fusion on summon to add back from engrave.
And now look at this. So
now, already what happened is a judge should come in. A judge should say, why did you activate the effect on field to add the Femina to your hand. That is not a legal play. That's actually illegal. If we assume that the Femina was chained to the Veiler, which the casters assumed it, and I think the judge should ask her and say, did you chain this to the Veiler? She'd say, yeah. Well, he would then have to say, the judge is going to say, well, you already activated the effect of Lucius. So if we resolve this all backwards, what happens is we summon this, the Veiler has no target, and the Lucius resolves, search in your deck, adding a Draco Tail monster from your deck to your hand, and only after the Lucius successfully searches does this now trigger to add the Femina from the graveyard back. Does this now also trigger alongside that to set a Draco Tail from the deck? She completely forgot her search, unless, and the only scenario where she did not forget her search is if the Veiler resolved and then she allowed it to resolve, negating her search, and then she activates Diffuse afterward, which the casters definitely don't believe that's the scenario, and the casters don't say anything here. They assume she searched or they forgot that it was actually an effect. They're even going, I think they even further say, oh man, the Veiler was completely useless, but she did not resolve her search. Now, you could say, well, that's on the players, Decade. No, it is, you're right, actually. It is up to Anthony to say you're supposed to search to maintain a proper legal game state. It is not optional to search after you activate the search. The option is to activate this. She's already in the proper legal game state of you have to search if you chained the fusion to the Veiler. And again, the judge jumped in to ensure that she could not stop the Call by the Grave, but the judge did not jump in to ensure that she gets her search on a legal activation. This is not for getting a Dark Soul search in the end phase, which could optionally happen. This has to search in this current game state, and it doesn't. And if you don't believe me, let's watch again.
During the game 3, so
Oh, but this is you.
This is huge. I'm going to times 2 this.
You have a lot of players, in my opinion, who will be able to just bring the dimensional barrier and get it during the game 3. So
Oh, but this is huge.
wow.
We see effect later, but we do have the 5 mana. That's amazing. Wow.
that's good interaction.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm very surprised that we started things off with the Rao, no? Because it locks you
Add
into
back
the
trigger, add back confusion.
I guess good read.
All right, she's going to pick up her deck and add a card to her hand, right?
She gets to resolve first.
Watch her hand.
Adding a monster.
Watch the deck. Sets the trap. Shuffles. Did not add a card.
And it feels really, really bad when you have those interactions, like for example the Kieran.
That's it. She lost her effect even though she dodged the Veiler, and the judge, who is great buddies with, I'm just kidding, maybe, or the judge doesn't like her, that's probably more the case, did not jump in like he did with the finger to ensure she gets her properly searched card. And that was definitely an illegal game state situation. Sorry that happened to her. Now, let's go on to another scenario.
About Philip's deck, he's not even running seals, which I find to be very interesting, because that felt like a staple in any kind of Draco Tail deck.
All right, so we fusion summon, we trigger both cards, we set 2 Draco Tail cards from the deck, everything's fine.
He needs the extra space as well for those K9 related cards, and therefore there was no space for the seals anymore.
Well, that is a choice. Yeah. I want to say, because the seals gives you so much in the opposing turn. You can bounce monster non-targeting, of course, but then you can also special summon a Mululu, which is another fusion summon for you, triggers all your graveyard.
Actually, unsummon, search.
I think seals is one of the best cards you can play.
And no, you've got 5 mana.
It's a little bit longer because I do have to maintain the proper context, everything that's going on here.
5 mana, that was the card we just added there. Normal summon the Draco Tail Lucias, which we used for the fusion summon of that Arfalion. So let's see.
Now, many people don't really think about this because you're playing Master Duel, but those 2 set cards are public knowledge. In Master Duel, you could go in the duel log, you could even see, it's a very tiny icon, it says exactly where the card was searched and set, and in the TCG, you're allowed to say, hey, is that card known? And you could look at it and go, yeah, I did set this card. This is public knowledge. It's not too bad, so sad. You forgot what the card was. Screw you. You do, in fact, confirm to your opponent.
Yeah, now, of course, we did set the other Draco Tail spell card to K2 Draco Tail now as well.
I think we're going to get an Hercula here.
Must be, right? No, it's a plan.
Even the opponent's asking confirmation, I think it's quite annoying, but, you know, people do it.
May not activate Femina right now and wait for our opponent then to activate Femina.
All right.
Use Pan as a fusion material.
Now, you did Arnaud do this on purpose, but he's about to gain a pretty sizable advantage here. And I don't know if Rui Felipe even understands what happened, or maybe he realizes it right away and goes, oh crap, what did I do? I'm possibly now going to lose the duel from what I'm about to do, which is not legal. And you could also even stretch it to consider it to be cheating on the part of Rui, but I wouldn't say that it is, because it gives an advantage to Arnaud. All right? The cheat has not happened yet.
You're right about that.
All right, we set our card. Now, the opponent is going to say, hey, the back rows, see, I don't know actually exactly what he said. He could have been baiting his opponent if he was not paying attention, maybe it would be a good question. He says something along the lines of, is that back row known? Now, it would have been bad if he says, are both those back rows known?
It is, and this is some...
His finger. Did you see the finger? This is a fingerful day.
Also, use the pan from hand and the Athalia for Fiaregus, which is
It's very important.
It is, and
He points, and then
this is
he points. That was a little point, subtle point. Look, he's got the determination. This dude is gonna fold. Oh my Jesus, is he gonna do it? Ain't no way. It's worked before. Let's see if it works now.
Sometimes...
Whoop! This was not even searched for. It was not sent from the deck. This was private knowledge. He just revealed his Mirror Force and exactly where it is. And guess what? MST, Mystical Space Typhoon, is a lot more prevalent in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Due to the new Typhoon deck type potential. If you wanted to snipe that back row card, he just revealed his back row for nothing. Now, does he know he did that? I'm trying to look for a facial expression here. Does he go, oh?
It feels to me a little weird about the Draco Tail deck, because that field, compared to the field we, for example, just
I screwed up, didn't I?
saw in the very last game,
Whoops.
sometimes feels so
Thanks, bro. Now I know. Do I get to at least shuffle them around? Like, I mean, no? Okay, you know my back row now.
underwhelming, but oftentimes
Yeah.
the cool
Whatever.
interactivity
Okay,
of it
yeah.
still
You know my
will
hidden
often
card
will
now.
win you the game.
In fact, I think
I guess the judge is like, that was hidden. You were not supposed to show that.
that Rui
Yeah, I know. I know.
just now.
I know, I
revealed
screwed
one
up.
of the traps that it was not.
I know. He got
set
me.
with an
Whatever.
effect of a Dragon Bell monster. It was drawn
He's smirking.
to second hand.
Damn.
So-
That's I gotta try that sometime. That's good. I'm kidding. Don't try that. All right, what else do we have here?
against it.
Okay.
If you activate a fusion spell, then you change
Normal
from
summon
that to
sword,
tell you
activate
to
search our deck.
most of the time
Sure,
you just
it's normal.
Is that a sock? I think
And the
that's
dude's got his
half
deck on the opposite side, because I guess he's left-handed, and they let you do that.
When this resulting sword though, which we are seeing here, but we
Search.
have used our normal summon now. On the other hand though,
And
both the
then
zodiac and
Droll
the cards
Knockbird. We know how good Droll Knockbird is against a deck like this. They like to search a lot, so now also it could potentially affect yourself. We already know if you're playing Malice, your trap that wants to add a card from the deck to then banish a card in the field, you're not able to do that under the effect of Droll. Now, if we read his back row cards, what are his back row cards? They are in a way kind of similar to the Malice trap. So the Flame says, negate a spell, then draw a card. The Horn says, return an attack position monster back to the hand or extra deck, then draw a card. But there is a ruling scenario with this where they are legally activatable under Droll. You are allowed to activate this. And why is that? So if we read the card, target a face-up spell in the field, negate its effects, then you can optionally, after negating its effects, only if the effects are negated, you could then optionally put a Draco Tail card from your deck, from your graveyard or banishment to the bottom of your deck, then mandatory, draw one card. So the mandatory is tied to an optional effect, meaning if you're under the effect of Droll Knockbird, you would do the optional effect, then don't draw, right? Well, you actually can't even do this. You could still negate a spell under Droll, but you cannot optionally put a Draco Tail to the bottom of your deck because the optional is tied to a mandatory draw one. So only this part of the card would not be legally resolving, but you still get to negate the effects. That's how this works under Droll, and it's also the same card. Now, I think the Raziel player doesn't understand that. You would think, he thinks that you just can't even activate this under Droll because this specifies an attack position monster, and even the casters are going like, what is he doing? He's putting everything in attack position, like he's baiting this card to return his card back, but maybe he thinks he can't activate it because they're under the effect of Droll. But it's even worse than that. It makes no sense after what happens.
are so good in special summoning monsters, so we do not necessarily need our normal
Damn, he got me. So I do have to speed up a little bit because, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! nonsense.
We have to use our extra grab cards, such as
Okay, so this is actually the same duel where the back row card was revealed. And Raziel, because I was mentioning MST, Raziel has a very popular card called the Valin. Let me freaking find out the card. Valin. If this card is sent to the graveyard, target a face-down card in the field and destroy it. So after your opponent has revealed their unknown back row card, you now know with your X Raziel, you summon it to send this, which card to specifically pop on the field. Now, That's what the judges, the casters thought. The casters were like, damn, he knows the back row, so he's going to send the Val in. But he didn't. He sent a Gaga girl instead. So they were quite perplexed that he didn't take advantage of the opponent accidentally revealing his card.
It is a marvelous guess. We have to use our extra deck for other cards, such as Giant Hand, right? So we have no next.
And let's speed up.
I mean, you have allowed, we weren't able to surge with the...
Oh, that could be if you do too much.
Oh, it's Chakanai.
Oh, in attack position, because under the effect of Droll, the trap is still activatable to return it back to the extra deck. Why is he doing this?
It's very problematic, I guess. But Swings won't work anymore.
Oh, again, in attack position. So he has to think, dude's under Droll, he can't return my monster back, but he can.
The horn only bounces monsters in attack position, so that actually should give a few monsters.
Detach, pop a card in the field.
With those effects.
Triple Tactics Talent. Now he's going to activate. And you would think he was under the assumption that he could not activate that card because of Droll, but he's allowing it to activate, so he obviously does not think that. He just put on his Zodiac cards in attack position, making him susceptible to the card to return him back anyway. And now he's returning a card, and he drew. The casters are yelling. They're like, no, no, don't do it. Here, let's get the reaction.
Use the Draco Tail horn on it. Oh wait, no, the flame indeed.
Yeah. Oh,
You could not draw. The turn. Neither player could draw. The turn draw is resolved.
we can't do that.
That won't
That
work. No,
won't
no.
work. Nope.
That
You
is
can't
not what you're
draw
supposed
cards
to do.
here. Nope, not.
And now we know where the card in his hand is, right? Well, what do players like to do in the TCG?
all. We have
Shuffle!
Lockbird. Basti is just communicating that to the judges.
I
Shuffle!
really liked your play, Leo. Since
Whoops! Now we don't know where the card is. Whoopsies!
talent can only be activated only for
Let's
probably
keep on
CC
playing.
hand.
Now, the judges do reverse this. They're able to tell, and I could see on camera, he drew a second Ash Blossom, so this was repairable, but it could have very easily not been repairable. This has happened to Gianna multiple times, even myself back in the TCG of 10 years ago, where Reckless Greed would draw 2 cards, and then for your next 2 draw phases, you could not draw. But what do people do? They forget. They would draw 2 during my turn, then on their turn, they draw a card, shuffle their hand, and then, bro, what'd you just draw? Oh, I swear it was this card. Nah, you shuffled your hand. Judge, free win, handshake, and then they follow you in the bathroom.
Since I don't think that you want to take a look, yes, despite being level 4 though, right?
So
That you want
they
to-
do reverse it.
What the card was, but they drew there also.
No, let's cover this up. No,
So
no, no.
let's give them a moment of time. I'm sure they will be able to figure it
they'll
out.
figure
I
this
think
out.
I saw what kind of was. I think
Yep,
also-
yep, cut the feed.
You will be able to figure that out. Still though, let's
Let's cut this. All right, next one.
This does it, right? Because the Genesis lore gains
Dingursu. Let's go. Solar Flare. Oh, Jesus.
2500 during the battle phase, so it becomes a
Oh,
5000.
yeah, that's
Baguska
right.
dead.
I forgot about this one.
And
Yeah.
So he's going to be able to
this
do
thing
that
is crazy.
over.
It's going to activate to destroy all
crazy.
special summon monsters. And then Dingursu
So
is going to
we'll try
protect
to activate,
all cards that would be
the
destroyed
effect,
from being
but
destroyed
of
by
course-
detaching material
It's
instead.
only gonna get a material.
Protect. Boom. Got him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we super cheated. No. Hell nah. This is so illegal. It's crazy. How illegal is this? Well, let's go back to what happened here. Start of the damage. So we have start of the damage step, before damage calc, after damage calc, end of damage. I'm not giving you a rundown of what all this means. We're just going to keep this very simple. We have the start of the damage step where the face down Baguska is not flipped up at this time. It stays face down. Now, before damage calculation, flip it face up. And if a monster is flipped face up and it has a continuous effect, such as Starboy, Jinzo, or Baguska, generally that effect is immediately applied. This is before the damage calculation, because when you perform the damage calculation, it is then determined which monster is destroyed by battle, if any, but the Baguska is not flipped up and applying during the damage calculation. It is before the damage calculation. Does it flip, apply its effect immediately, and that's when you'll see. Let's read the Baguska real quick. Baguska, the effect of, while this card is in face-up defense, change all face-up monsters on the field to defense position. Also negate the activated effects of monsters that were in defense. That the effect was activated while in defense. And also an important part of the damage step is that this is not a flip effect. So this, after damage calculation, effects that activate when flipped face up, such as flip effects, activate at this time. This is not when Baguska applies its continuous effect. It's not a flip face up. It's not triggered when flipped. It is just applying its face up effect, its continuous one, before the damage calculation. Thus, what should have happened is every monster on the opponent's side of the field goes to defense, and the Baguska does not get destroyed. And you got to be thinking, like, there's no way they messed this up, right? Maybe DK's wrong on something. Maybe this is more nuanced than he's thinking about. The judge does correct the game state, to their credit. Now, obviously would not have corrected this if this were a random duel on table number 500, and then they would just be screwed. So the judge is going to come in, and you're going to see what the field's supposed to look like. So on the attack, this is what happened now. Everything in defense, now the other monster is unaffected, and just like that, boom, now back to his turn. That changes everything. He kept his monster, he's kept the Baguska, the opponent's monsters are now in defense. That is crazy, is it not? That changed everything, and the judge saved him. He didn't call a judge, he didn't ask for assistance. The casters also do call a judge when they see something wrong. So good on that judge, not the one that made the other person get fingered, but this one being on top of how Baguska works, or at least trying to figure it out afterward. Well done. Now, I think we have just two more.
And Mattis, I know that he's been playing this deck for so long.
All right, what is the cast saying? He's been playing the deck for so long.
He's one of the Mermel enjoyers, and it's been a year that he's been playing the deck.
Playing the deck for a year.
So he knows the lines.
He knows the lines. The famous last words of what's about to happen to someone who does not know the lines.
Absolutely, I don't blame him. I'm a Mermaid enjoyer myself, more of a spectator, but yeah, here we access Poseidra, and the card is incredible. Once, you know, it will be sent to the graveyard, you can summon back so many monsters and just extend your plays. This might be the Neptune, let's see. Yeah.
Poseidra when sent to the graveyard will ditch a card from the hand to reborn 3 monsters. Now it's not up to 3, and it doesn't just reborn from the graveyard. Let's read the Poseidra real quick. Poseidra right here. You're going to, if Xyz summoned, it has to be properly Xyz summoned. Then when sent to the graveyard, you can discard a card to special summon 3 level 3 or lower fish, sea serpent, and or aqua from your hand and or graveyard. And because it's hand or graveyard, it's okay to have just 2 on the activation, then discard the 3rd one, because the 3rd one is a legal activation because it could summon from the hand. Otherwise, it would not be legal. And also by doing so, you're discarding by cost, which most of the Atlantean cards, if not all of them, trigger when sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster. So we have just discarded Squad. Squad has the effect to summon a monster from the deck. This is an illegal activation of the Poseidra,
And now,
because he's about to realize
the 3 monsters.
Oh.
And the one which is the most important is
crap.
of course,
Whoops. Oh. What? Oh.
maybe
Did we touch the wrong one?
We touched the wrong one.
And maybe we don't have...
not enough targets.
Yeah.
Oh, that may be the case, yeah.
It's so unfortunate
Whoops.
here.
All right, so he had to get back. His, so if he did know the lines, the 3rd monster that would have been summonable is stuck under the Lavertu Dragon, the 3rd one, to make it a legal activation, to summon 3 bodies from the graveyard. Now, to be fair to him, I think Bahamut Shark was recently banned, kind of recent. I don't know, maybe like it's been months now. That was actually, I think, back in April when Bahamut was banned. So this is a massive blunder, which of course results in the illegal activation, and then resulting in him with an undercooked field and then losing. He's already down a game.
He knows the deck very well.
So now he's going to have to pass on a trashy field.
So he's going to end on a very minimalistic field.
Completely blew one of the biggest effects. Like, summon 3 cards onto the field? What the? And right now he has 3 legal cards to summon. But it was an Xyz material, so he forgot to get the Lavertu in graveyard or the material off of it before triggering the Poseidra, which was an illegal trigger.
That's very unfortunate, as mentioned.
And yeah,
right
I think I'm going to blow you out right now.
Emotions, and let's see if he gets punished by Ben. The deck has so many starters.
Blow him out. Boom, Super Poly.
What a great way to start. I mean, he started things off with the prayers.
Mermail already down a game, threw his entire Poseidra effect, and then where's the handshake?
Yeah, what's up, Gates? It, so that was probably
damages. And
Shake the hand.
things first.
and stay at thermal strategy. 6 wins and 1. Ben wants to do the
Bro fist instead. Yeah, I don't know. There you go. No handshake for you. So let's see what happens. He's activating the effect of the zombie vampire.
Vampire, something.
It's gonna mill 4 cards.
Only get the chance to see often.
And let's take a look at this. I'm surprised there was a Phantasma in deck. That's
I believe
definitely
this
not
is
the
main
most common
phase 2
choice
for him.
against the Mitsuru Orcus, but I guess maybe he knows that the Orcus are there and then it's good, you know.
And it kind of makes sense.
Damn, I'll
because,
take your
you can't usually
Phantasme.
get-
Don't mind if I do.
That's my Phantasma, yeah. And I mean, Zombie Vampire is really strong with Orcus card, but it was kind
All
of
right, let's speed on to what he
You
does.
could also use
off from Orcus. Very strong. 3 cards in it.
We've seen in the graveyard.
All right, we're gonna put Phantasme and the other body into a Dingirsu.
Wow, we didn't see this. Isn't Phantasma?
Oh,
Is that 7? Yeah, he's 7.
and I guess he Dingirsus himself to put it in the graveyard. Cool.
It is 7.
Yeah.
Illegal play. How do you make a Dingirsu? Well, it's 2 level 8s. Dingirsu is 2 level 8 monsters. That's it. You stop right there. The Phantasme is a level 7. So he believed for, I don't know how long, how often he performed these plays. This is round 15 with a 12-2 record. This dude is very likely in the top cut if he wins this match. And he thinks that this effect is applying to any other rank 8 Xyz, but it's only for the Xyz summon of this card. Treat a card owned by the opponent as level 8. He thought that any card that's from the opponent is a level 8 for any other Xyz summon, thus this was illegally summoned. I do think the caster notifies the judge and they reverse the game state on that. So we're gonna go back.
I think that's all about it. Yeah. And this changes a lot.
There you go.
We
Reverse
said,
game state.
Leonardo was
And
kinda cut off
there you
from the
go.
Orcus engine, and this would have been the bridge.
Whether it's big, whether it's small, there's illegal plays happening every second at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament, and I'm here to highlight it. If you enjoyed this or not, please let me know. If there are any cheats or illegal plays that I have missed out on, please let me know. Message me in Discord or message Synthara, and I could add it towards the next video. And maybe I'll work towards every YCS trying to highlight any and all illegal plays where we also get to highlight some cool rulings, and you also learn how to potentially not get cheated yourself. And again, I am not saying anyone in this video is a cheater or that they cheated. That is at the sole discretion of the head judge to decide the intent of the player, no matter what it is. If they drew an additional card, maybe the card was stuck to the other one, they didn't intend to cheat. That is up to the head judge only, and not us as viewers or players or analysts or anything at all. Because cheating, what comes with that is a complete disqualification, and then you go on the ban list. So there you go. Thank you very much. Let's go.